Let's talk about the lady on screen. So the lady on screen that you see before you is Molly Ringwald. Now, she was the it girl for an entire generation of people. If we're having to explain who Molly Ringwald is to you, we're old. And it was before I was born. So this is before my time. But Molly Ringwald is in the press as of yesterday because she calls her films really very white, and any remake would have to be diverse. So Molly Ringwald was on a podcast the other day talking about The Breakfast Club and 16 Candles. And she said, we need more diversity. If they were remade, they don't really represent what it is to be a teenager in school in America today. And the first thing I thought was, I disagree, Molly Ringwald, because while The Breakfast Club is a bunch of white kids, I resonate with the entire story because I'm not stupid. I think what Molly Ringwald should have said before any of that stuff is today's kids don't watch stuff that is old because they think it's old. And it doesn't matter how diverse or not diverse it is. It's old, and therefore they don't have the attention span for it. Kendo, can you not confirm this?
As somebody that is regularly, associating with the youths of America, because that's what I get paid to do, I can tell you that if it happened before about 2012, they have no frame of reference to it. The fact that I have kids that regularly refer to things that happened in the 1900s as referring to things that happened in the 1990s and making me want to smack them, I can tell you that anything that's old is considered garbage and not good and whatever, because their pop culture is the epitome of pop culture, even though their pop culture is just ripoffs of our pop culture. So,
yeah.
Oh God.
And they really have none because it lasts like seconds and then just fucking vaporized.
Well, also
folks invest, save, make sure you get a good retirement plan because this generation is not going to be able to support you.
WCS is not a financial podcast.
In that instance, yes, that is me giving financial advice. You want your retirement to be in your hands, not in the youth of America's hands when they get to be 30s and 40s and stuff like that and are running things.
So I just saw this and I kind of rolled my eyes and I thought, oh, great. But I really dislike when people think that old movies are unrelatable for silly reasons, because those movies represent when they're made, which is important because people need a frame of reference. Kendo, thank you for saying what you said. If they don't have a frame of reference for the last 12 years, if it didn't happen in the last 12 years, they don't care. That's a problem. You need to know how things were, because you have a bunch of ignorant people that look at their phone all day and they just don't know how things were. And then when they get into certain spaces, things slow down because we have to slow it down for the people who didn't do the homework. And, people deserve to miss out on The Breakfast Club or 16 Candles or these really good movies, because I do stand by those as being really good movies, especially The Breakfast Club being great. You'll miss out on the interesting characters and the humanity and the things that make everybody relatable, and like The Breakfast Club helps you understand people better. There are these modern movies that are focused on diversity don't. Like, I haven't seen one of these crappy movies that these people want to promote online and go, oh man, I get this type of person better. But when you watch The Breakfast Club, you get a guy like Bender. You understand that sometimes the bully has a shit life at home and this and that. And it makes you just understand the characters and the people that they represent. It sucks that people miss out on that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I would always suggest to actually watch the movie for sure. At the same time, I think the point being missed out on by Molly and a lot of people too is, this is the same thing that happened with Tropic Thunder, right? Like, a lot of people, and it sucks that one of the stars of the movie has either forgotten or is ignoring the point of the movie, but it's John Hughes. So, that's why it's important to watch the movie. John Hughes, everyone hears the name like, oh, he's just a great movie director and writer and all that. But that was kind of the point of The Breakfast Club, right? Like, those movies, now some of them obviously a little bit more silly and they're in the 80s. And, sometimes, studios thought a bunch of white kids sold movies. You know what I'm saying? It was the 80s. But at the same time, movies like The Breakfast Club, specifically, that was the point he was trying to convey, where, it's a suburban setting in Chicago, right? So in that area in general, you're not going to have a lot of people of color. and all that stuff. So, and it's the point saying, hey, here's this picture perfect idea of what kids in high school are supposed to be, and here are their problems that they're experiencing. And that was what was so awesome about the movie, is even as, you know, a chocolate, good-looking kid, I watched The Breakfast Club, and you first see the movie, and it looks silly because it's a bunch of white kids. And then you watch the movie, and you're like, damn, like that's pretty heavy, man. You know, that's the interesting thing. You know, you watch the movie, especially where it's like, yo, how are you going to do your homework with no lights? You know, that's a line that I heard as a kid that I remember in my mid-30s, right? So, you know, that was the point. And it's just disheartening that she clearly has forgotten, you know, and John Hughes has been passed on for a little while now. So, you know, he can't re-explain his point, but, you know, that you have to watch the movie. I understand the concern about kids and their attention span. I understand, you know, people that, you know, it's just a different time now. I get that, but that was the point, Molly. That was the point. That's what makes the movie so compelling. And that's okay. It's an older movie. It's from a different time, but it's still interesting as an adult to look back and be like, man, you know, even good-looking white kids got problems too. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
Dion, did you ever tape a guy's butt cheeks together? Emilio Estevez?
I did not. That's my only issue, is that there are some weird shit like all right, John Hughes, you know, I'm glad that you're not great at writing bullies. Because that's just weird.
Come on, man.
Yes,
Robert Downey
other
Jr. was a great
problems
bully in
besides
Weird
his
Science.
Yeah, him and his friend were great bullies. That's true. That's true.
What were you saying now, Nick? I didn't mean to cut you off. Sorry, man.
That's fine. I was like, even Anthony Michael Hall's character, Brian, he's seen as like the smart academic kid, and you see that he's going to self-delete, let's say, for YouTube. And
Thank
the
you.
way and the way you find out he's going to use a flare gun, and Judd Nelson's character laughs at him. Everybody laughs at him. It's like, that's not going to work. You're an idiot. And what does he know? Even though he's this academically smart kid who's like on his way to college and has no friends, he's like the nerd. He can't even like he can't do that thing correctly, which he shouldn't, but he can't even do that correctly. But even at the end of the movie, all these people who are different find camaraderie in the fact that they're all in fucking high school in this shitty place together for a little bit longer, and they get the hell out. You know, that's kind of what their bonding is.
They do it so well on screen. By the way, Dion, that movie was written in
do.
a weekend, so
Damn.
that's why some of it's done. You know, maybe the bully in that one's a little. Actually, I love John Bender. I think the best character might be the principal, aka Dwayne T. Robinson from Die Hard. You mess with the bull, you get the horns. I fucking love him. Dude. He's great.
I don't know. The janitor was really good too. Like there's almost no love for the janitor.
Well, you know, and again, like, you know, and I think that's the disconnect. Is just like, yes, we could have the conversation about how you know, certain movies weren't diverse 30, 40 years ago, but like, it's just a different time, and it's okay that was different in that time, right? Because you get, you know, who knows, you everybody wants to pretend like, you know, we're, you know, family ties up in this mug, but you know, if the movie's any different, are we gonna get a character in The Janitor who's like, yo, I know all your secrets. I know all the stuff you guys throw away, notes, pictures, whatever. So you need to cool it. Like that's a growing up moment. That's a special part of The Breakfast Club. So, you know, it's just kind of like, you know, is that something that you can convey today? You know, probably not. Not a lot of filmmakers today, despite the 20 million records that they want to break every opening weekend, have the ability to convey conflicting characters like that, you know. So we you know, they weren't sure as hell weren't able to do it in A Wrinkle in Time. So, you know, it's you know, I just hate that argument. It's like, don't lose sight of what the movie was trying to convey. It's just like the blackface bit in Tropic Thunder. Like, that's the point of the movie.
Well, the thing about The Wrinkle in Time, Dion, that you're forgetting is it's not made for people like me, so I don't. Never mind. You are allowed to criticize.
He almost
the self-realization.
Yeah. So never mind. You are allowed to criticize it. I'm not. I forgot.
He almost fucked up just a little bit.
I'm just saying. When you make movies like that, they kind of come off disjointed as hell.
Mm-hmm.
What?
And why is Oprah here?
You mean A Wrinkle in Time wasn't a good movie? Come on.
Shit.
No,
It's
that
not
was
that
a
I'm
stunning
saying
and
that.
great film.
The money it lost is saying that.
The funniest thing was that I got dragged to it when it came out with my mom, my aunt, and my niece. All three of them hated it.
They were allowed to. I'm the only one that's not allowed to dislike it because it wasn't made for me. It came from your ex-wife herself.
Yeah, you needed
Hey.
to like do something
No,
about that.
she
before it
would
got out
say
of
that
hand.
about
I don't know. Give me a pillow. I'll get this problem cleared out right fucking now.
well,
I got one
easy
right
now,
over
easy
here.
now. Easy. Wait till after the show. You know,
I do not want
we
to.
ain't trying to be the third member in the bedroom. You feel me?
Conspirator in this.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, I can tell that she's a little opinionated about some stuff. I can only imagine y'all's conversations, but
The allowance is good though. The allowance is worth it. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
That's my man. That's a smart man right there. He's a businessman.
I respect the honesty and the hustle, and thanks for lunch. It was really good. So
You're welcome.